everybody. Welcome to another Monday night of In the Studio with me, your host, Chris Arneson, and Elena Thompson, who will be relaying all the information from chat potentially.
Just
As
the
well
important
as
bits.
exactly, she runs the show. I couldn't do this without her. And so, yeah, it's a Monday night. I'm not one of those ones that's great with the show must go on attitude, but I made it here. So hopefully you guys will enjoy what we end up doing. Um, Unfortunately, there's some change of plans for tonight's episode. Uh, our special guest Tim unfortunately was not able to make it, so hopefully we can get him on a future episode. But as far as tonight, I guess what you see in front of you is what I had done last episode, last Monday night, which was a battle snail. I never had a chance to completely finish it. Sometime I'll get back to it. I thought about kind of working on it tonight, but we'll move on and do something new for you guys, I think. Um, my initial thought title for this episode was "What the Grell Are You?" Um, I'm not 100% familiar with Grell, but they're pretty cool and fairly simple looking to draw. Elena, are you familiar with Grell?
9.
Had you They're like a giant brain with a bird slash octopus beak and a bunch of tentacles. I don't know their stats or any of that stuff. Maybe someone in chat can inform us, but yeah, I think we'll do something along the lines of "What the Grell are you?" Bonus points if you can tell me what movie phrase I'm taking that from and spinning it. Think back to, let's see, 1982 action films. I'm gonna Might be around 1982, maybe 83, somewhere around there, but an early 80s action film. So that's your assignment, Elena. Figure out what I'm referring to.
Well, that's gonna be hard. There were a lot of action films in the 80s.
It's an incredibly popular one.
Oh, that narrows it down. You know, we've got Terminator, we've got Conan, we've got, were they
I
still
can
making Star Wars in the 80s? Was it 80s?
It's not a Star Wars movie.
Okay, so it's not
It's
Star
from
Wars.
one of the two big action movie hero actors.
Yeah, that still doesn't narrow it down for me.
Anyone in chat?
Because now I'm starting to think it's a Steven Seagal movie, and that's probably not right.
I'm not talking that big of a movie star.
Okay.
No
Ghosty
offense, Steve.
Squid.
No offense to Steven if he's listening. I think you're awesome. Please
uh,
don't hurt me.
so Ghosty Squid would like you to repeat the question so chat can try and give an answer for you.
Oops, getting lines. So it's what the Grell being the monster we're drawing tonight, Grell. So, what the Grell are you? Dot, dot, dot. That's everybody's assignment to solve the riddle before the show is over. Maybe I need to give like a hint every so many minutes or something.
Predator?
That's could be it.
That I can't take credit for that, but I don't know why I didn't think of Predator. It makes sense if that's the right one. NWI Dungeon Crawler was the one who brought that to the table.
They are correct.
I am dumb.
I wouldn't say that.
I was thinking it's funny because that's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie,
This is
and
not
I
like
was thinking like, okay, action hero, 80s, gotta be it's either Steven Seagal or it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm like, what are all the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I know? And then I kept thinking of what was it, Jingle Bells? What was the Christmas movie where he was like a
jingle all the way.
Jingle All the Way. That's what it was. That's the only one that kept popping in my head that wasn't Conan or Terminator. And I'm like, that's definitely not right. uh,
That was it. So that's what Predator says to him. Says, "What the HD double L hockey sticks are you?"
I think we can say hell on the channel.
Okay. I wasn't sure, I don't want to cause any ruffle any feathers. But yeah. So that's my play on that. Probably not as cool as I was thinking I was being, but I don't know if they really have a tongue or not, but this is my world and I can do what I want here. To a certain extent, obviously. Well, I should maybe I should turn this into like a mutant Grell. What's going on in the world out there?
Mesmerized silence.
Here too. They don't know what the heck they got themselves into. Neither do I.
I never know what I get myself into. Sometimes it works out.
For some people, yes, that can be a good thing. I know this isn't going to look exactly like your grandmother's D&D Grell figure, but you know. Maybe I should turn it into a Grell beholder or something.
Ghosty Squid is saying this is a pleasant distraction from hoarding milk and bread before Snowmageddon.
Ah,
I have never been a hoarder of things when like winter storms come through, mainly because um the first the first crappy Snowmageddon of Pennsylvania that happened. I've been up here for 5 years and like none of our snowstorms that we've had are crap are worth a crap, right? So the first time it got really bad, it was like I don't know. I think where I was got 4 inches tops, like at least in the surrounding area, which was
uh-huh.
not fun to shovel. We didn't have a snowblower then, and Tyler had an all-wheel drive car. I do not, so I had to shovel so I could get to work. So I put on sea shanties. And it was really funny because my neighbors were pretty entertained because I put my sea shanties on on my phone,
Now you
blasted
have to
it.
sing sea shanty.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, technically one of them, the one that I put on repeat after a while, after I'd been out there for an hour and a half shoveling, I put one of them on repeat. Technically, isn't a seaworthy song. It's on the railroad. It's a song about building the railroad lines
Sure.
in America. But
You've been working on
that
the
one was,
railroad.
huh?
I've been working on the railroad, or
No,
oh,
no.
no, something else.
No, it's I'll tell you about it later. Anyway, I didn't get anything food wise, and I remember I had to go to the store afterwards, and everything was gone. Everything was just gone.
Mm.
It was like I barely got anything. I was amazed. Toilet paper was gone. Like you think 2020 was bad with like the lack of toilet paper? Try running out of toilet paper in an ice storm and it's cold and it's not fun.
Well, toilet papers for wusses.
I was amazed that even wet wipes were gone because those are normally stock full. People don't normally use wet wipes unless they're desperate.
Uh-huh. Well, did you even look in the paper towel? I mean,
I
man.
mean, you can't flush paper towels. Then you
Well,
just have disgusting dark garbage.
obviously you've never been a parent.
Fair
Neither have
enough.
But yeah.
Alexandra RPG saying, "Hey, when toilet paper is sold out, you just buy notebook paper." That makes me hurt to think about. I'm just gonna say that. Or Teddy Bear Bear Cola says Sears catalogs. Does Sears even send out catalogs anymore? Are you like using 1980s catalogs? Yeah, Ghosty Squid is right. What's a Sears? They've been gone for a while now, right?
Maybe.
If you use leaves, just don't use poison ivy leaves. What is it? Oval shaped is poison oak and five prong is ivy? Is it five or three?
I think it's like
I
three.
think it's three because five prong is a gum leaf, I believe. Ah, Ghosty Squid's got it. Leaves of three, leave it be.
There you go. Used to get into poison ivy as a kid out in the woods.
I used to have a set or a little stream creek thing by my house, and I remember I am still amazed to this day how many times my neighbor and I would go down and like play by the creek, and we'd come back with mosquito bites galore, but we ran through the woods, and like cuz the creek went all the way behind our house to this man-made lake, which I believe was part of the water plant for the town.
Mhm.
Um and it was behind our neighborhood, and the creek would go all the way up to right in front of his house, right by the main road. So I'd go down to his house, we'd walk across the street to the creek, and we'd follow that creek all the way up. I remember doing that in the middle of winter, and it freaked both of us out because winter it's quiet, like super quiet. Nobody's on the roads if it snows, especially in North Carolina because we don't know how to drive in the snow. But it's like, it's so dead quiet. And I remember we freaked each other out because we kept hearing footsteps that weren't ours. And we were like, what is that? And then we realized what we were hearing was people who had also done the same thing we did and walked to the park, which was on the other side of this lake that we weren't even supposed to be at, because there's like all these like posted signs everywhere. So we thought that like we were trespassing on somebody's land when we first
Uh,
went there one winter, because we had never gone that far because we were good kids. We didn't want to be out of earshot of our parents. So like
uh-huh.
we got down to that lake in the winter, and we freaked each other out thinking that we were like somebody was going to be chasing us with a gun. And then it turned into, once we figured out what was happening and we were just scaring each other, we then turned it into, well, why don't we make it seem like we're spies? And we started playing 007 basically.
Fun. Fun stuff we used to do. I'm
Yeah.
not ignoring you. I'm thinking and focusing.
No worries. Alexandria RPG is like rudimentary role playing. Yep, that's what we did as kids. We didn't like, my friend had a PlayStation 2, and I think he had a first generation PlayStation as well. But like we would go to his house if it was too cold to play outside or we were bored playing in the snow. We'd go back to his house and play on the PS2 in his room. But it was like, I don't know. I miss those days. I miss being a kid. I want to go back. I want to go back and make a snowman. I've got a picture from his mom, um, when we first like when my family and I first moved there. We didn't get a snow for a couple of years, and one time there was this big snow, and school was canceled and everything. So I like sledded down on a, I think it was on a garbage can lid. I slid down the hill to his house, and we have this big snowman that we made.
Nice.
Aw, Dice Station Zebra, thank you. He said, love this stream. Chris draws and Elena tells stories. It's
I
story
know.
time.
Exactly. It's shouldn't just be Chris in the studio, and that's kind of what I like about it. It's can be extra fun other than just me doing something, and hopefully we can all turn our Mondays into something better.
Yeah.
I know Elena and I have been having a Monday of Mondays, so
Yes.
uh, but once we get into this, it seems to perk us up or perk me up a little bit as much as it can.
I am. I just end up filling empty space at some point. My brain is just like, I don't know if I've told this story. Let's tell it again. Lori Thibodeau says, "Hey Chris, it's your old neighbor."
Hey, Laurie, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. Lori is not a D&D person, so it's nice to see her on here. Probably not her normal thing, my guess.
Steve says hi, by the way.
Steve is what we decided to call the my brute frog sticker that I put out. She wanted to know what he was called, and I don't know, Steve. We'll call him Steve. Whenever you don't know a name, it's a Steve. It's just like, what was it, Scuba Steve from the old Adam Sandler movie? Is that Big Daddy?
Unpopular opinion, I wasn't a big Adam Sandler movie fan.
That's all right. Just don't cut the stream if I like some of his movies.
Oh, no, no. I don't care what anybody else likes, just I'm not. It's just not my scene.
Oh, I get it.
Scuba Steve from Big Daddy and Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball is what Alexandria RPG says. Man, you're turning into the next Jeff.
The next Jeff?
Yeah, knows all of these like movies without us even like without barely saying anything.
Uh, Speaking of Jeff, where is he? I don't hear any
He must have
Gian.
ditched. He ditched us tonight.
Oh man.
Ghosty Squid. I thought Steve was on the cover of the new Kickstarter. Yes, so I don't know if you've seen any of the streams or videos from our Kickstarter stuff, but we've decided that lizard man thing, I forget what the actual name of the monster was, but that guy is Steve.
Oh yeah.
That's his name.
Well, I guess those two are gonna have to battle it out for Steve. I don't think we can have two Steves. Yeah. But yeah, check out if you like monsters, check out Goodman Games Dungeon Denizens Kickstarter. Uh, there's some amazing looking monsters in there. I know I'll be getting my contributor's copy, but I still had to back it and get was it the snakeskin cover?
Man, that snakeskin cover looks so cool. Like, I really, really want one, but I can't back that Kickstarter if I'm trying to save money for a trip to Washington to see a CS:GO tournament.
Uh-huh.
Look,
Hey,
man, esports is love, esports is life.
that's all right. So you weren't told it was mandatory for us to back it?
No.
Man, I'm gonna have to
Was that in
talk.
my contract? Is that in the fine print? I didn't read the fine print.
I think you're supposed to back everything at least at the lowest level.
I did Dying Earth at $110, okay? I think I earned my. I've already done my Kickstarter for the year.
I think I did. Oh, is it the Crypt of the Devil Lich? Even though I got the copies and stuff, but yeah.
Alexander RPG says, back in, or be banished to the wizards." No, I don't want to be banished to wizards. I am super excited to get Dying Earth on my shelf though. Like I love just what they've done with the box set. Like they've done full foil like on everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we keep joking. We keep joking on Mauve Mike uh every time we make something we've started putting foil on it. and it's like, hey, I heard you like foil. It looks really good though. I'm pretty happy with like every product that we get out. Like the
Oh yeah.
Valentine's Day adventure was nuts. Also, Ghosty Squid. I don't know if I asked this question, but Ghosty Squid would like to know how many illustrations you did for the Kickstarter. I may have asked that question, and my brain went while you were talking. So I apologize. Please share with the class.
Um, for which Kickstarter?
For Dungeon Denizens.
Dungeon Denizens. I think I've got 7 done. I'm like way behind. Um, and then I think I have another 13 sketches done and approved. I still have to finish those Dark Tower images that I thought I'd have done by the end of February, which is tomorrow. So I would have loved to have been able to do like 50 of them, but I don't know where they are in the process of everything. I'm sure they're way further ahead than where I'm at. So, but so far I've got 7 done, 13 sketches approved, and I might have another, I don't know, 7 on my list or something. But yeah, can't wait for it though. But this is a busy month. I've got GaryCon coming up at the end of March, and uh, lots of stuff, lots of good stuff, but busy stuff. I
Yeah,
wish I could just focus on Dungeon Denizens. Everyone's cranking out some amazing stuff. I feel like such a turd,
you're
but
not a turd.
well,
I don't think you're a turd.
I'd like to have more done. I feel like I'm so far behind on that stuff while everybody's just cranking away at it and doing such an amazing job.
Alexander RPG has a good point. It is con season. There is no focusing on anything.
Uh
Isn't con season until like November?
huh. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. Just putting marks down. I
So,
don't know.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can go ahead. I was just going to say, I don't know how we're managing without Jeff here.
I know. But we do have Lori, and Lori is curious as a non D&D person. What are you drawing?
So it sounds like Lori was late to the stream and didn't memorize my blurb on Facebook. Just to call her out. Glad to have you. So this weird monstrosity that's looking like a jumbled mess is theoretically called a Grell, Grell. It's a older D&D monster that's technically like a giant brain with a big octopus slash bird beak. Um, I've gone way out of the bounds for it. And then it's supposed to have a bunch of it's all tentacles that I haven't put in yet. So this is kind of supposed to be brainish like, which I'm really being incredibly loose with. So, but it's a Grell. That's what it's called.
I mean, to be fair, your brain looks like a brain to me, so there's at least that. I could
Well,
see what you're doing with it, and it's
I,
starting to remind me of uh Attack of the Martians. Mars
uh,
Attacks. That's what it was. That's what it's starting to remind me of. The
well, and it's weird they've got no eyes because this is just essentially a giant brain.
Mhm.
Uh, but I want to put eyes in because this brain mass ish type thing. I'm like, eh.
Okay, I like this pun. Alexandria RPG says, "Is it a cleric? A holy grail?" uh, I like puns. And if you like puns, shameless plug here. If you like puns, I've done this before, but I'm going to say it again. Watch Honor Among Thieves. They love puns.
Do they?
They do. Pretty much every episode, they try to figure out some pun that they can make with whatever they're doing.
Uh huh. Well, I gave a problem for people to solve.
This is true. It's also story time, or let's talk about movie time, or.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And before you ask, no, I haven't seen any good movies lately.
Well,
Well, I take that back. I'm having to watch movies for class because I'm in a film interpretation class, is what I'm going to call it. It's called The Art of Film. So I'm watching movies. They're not necessarily new movies, but I'm watching movies. And we just watched August Osage County and oh poop.
you watched Oh
Uh
Poop? I've
no, I
never heard
forgot the
of that.
name. We need to talk about Kevin is the other one.
Okay.
Both
Well,
are
Oh
good
Poop
movies.
sounds pretty interesting.
What is it?
Oh Poop sounds pretty interesting, though.
I'm I feel like Oh Poop is probably a movie somewhere out there already.
Well, someone needs to do some Google research, it sounds like.
Somebody Alexandria RPG is saying go see Cocaine Bear. Um I don't know if I want to go to the theaters to see Cocaine Bear. Let me
Yeah.
put it that way.
I've I've actually heard good things about it, but
I'm surprised because it's a movie based off of a Reddit post slash meme. And normally, like video game movies, they're absolute garbage when they're based off of that kind of stuff.
mhm. Now was it I heard it was supposed to be sort of based off of a semi-true or true story, obviously extrapolated or
Yeah,
upon.
a bear apparently ate or snuffed or whatever some cocaine and then
Hmm.
died because overdose.
Hmm.
But they're taking it and making a story out of it, and I'm really confused, but good on them, I guess. At least it's something semi-original and it's not like a remake of some movie from the 80s or 90s. At least I could say it's that.
Yeah, I don't mind remakes sometimes. They've done some pretty good ones.
I'm
But
just bored of it.
I hear what you're saying.
I just want
I,
something new.
I get tired of Marvel movies.
Oh, geez, don't get me started. Can we just stop? Can you just take a break? Disney? Take a break. Stop it. Get some help.
Wouldn't
You
mind some,
capitalized on it. You made a trend. Now leave it alone and come back later.
wouldn't mind like more movies that are like standalone, like Interstellar or something.
Yes.
Not that I dislike superhero action movies, but yeah, I'm getting a little bored with them.
Oh, Alexandria RPG has given us the story behind the movie. In the mid 80s, a cocaine airplane was going down. In the real story, the guy flying the plane dumped all of the coke, jumped out of the plane, and landed in somebody's driveway. And the bear ate 70 pounds of the coke and died. And died basically on the spot. Now that bear was stuffed and sold to two people throughout the years.
Ah,
That's a heck of a taxidermy animal. I wonder how much he sold for. Oh! 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 The dude who was flying the plane apparently smooshed in the driveway.
ah.
That's that's no bueno. I would hate that. I would hate to wake up in the morning and somebody who like jumped from a plane with no chute was on my driveway. I don't know what I'd do other than call, emergency services. I'd be just dumbstruck. I don't know if I'd leave. Like, I think I'd just be, like, on my phone in the driveway, just like, uh.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing filler parts, not, I don't know, messing around, not doing a whole lot of thinking. So hopefully you're all okay with that. I'm just muddling.
Well, um. Now I feel like I've got more pressure to be interested. What's Chat's favorite snack? No, that's not interesting. Um, uh, read any good books lately? Uh, uh, um, what's the worst? Ah, here's a good one. What's the worst die roll other than a fumble that you've ever had on at a game? Like, did you fail to do something that was ridiculous? Ah, Bobo the Magic One, which I finally read correctly instead of the Magic Cone because my brain has been saying you're Bobo the Magi Cone. Um, sorry
Kind of like
again.
me thinking your call handle is vitamin something.
Every time everybody reads it vitamin, it's okay. No one reads it correctly. I've decided that from now on I'm gonna have to put an underscore between Vitani and Maru.
I see it now though. I got it.
What's Delta Green about, Bobo? The third question that I posed was, other than a fumble, on something ridiculous, what was the worst roll you've ever made? What was the thing you were trying to do, and what was the roll that failed it? Mine was I got crushed by a house in my brother's. I think it was Sky of Crimson Flame I was playing, in his campaign setting that he made, and I was a warrior, and we had to make a reflex save or be crushed by a house that we basically fell, or we made crumble because of what we were doing, and I failed, and I died, and I was very sad, and then I played a thief, very bad thief, because I don't know how to play a thief in DCC.
Is anyone in chat? Did they say? Did anyone in chat get on the Goodman Games Kickstarter for Dungeon Denizens?
Uh, I haven't seen anybody say anything in chat, but I know if I'm correct in what I remember from other streams, I believe Zenith Dante, who's in chat, and Ghosty Squid have backed it. I think. I don't know. I may be wrong. I have a terrible memory, but
There's there's no punishment if you haven't, but keep in mind if I don't get the numbers up, I could be flogged or whatever. So my fate is in all your hands.
NW Dungeon Crawler said, I don't remember what the roll was for, but my worst roll sent the D20 down the heat vent and it's still lost down there. I love these stories. Had a player use a shader to close the entrance to the dungeon and crit. It destroyed the whole dungeon. Alexandria RPG says a player of mine critically succeeded in seducing a damsel in distress, but the damsel in distress was a wicked tiny little fairy in disguise. And then for the rest of the campaign, he had to deal with this fairy constantly hunting him down and sabotaging every conversation he had with any female.
Well, this was kind of just like a 70s little squiggle line experiment, right?
Yeah. What's the term? It's not abstract, but expressionism. You've got a very expressionist art project going on here. Yeah, we've got quite a few people in here saying that they've backed Dungeon Denizens.
Nice.
I was bored in one of my classes today because we were going over something that we had already learned, or rather, we were going over something I had already learned in another class because they've rearranged. So since little little fun fact here, since I started school 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, um, I I have watched my department that I'm my bachelor's degree, the department that I'm in, I have watched the classes change to the point where I'm pretty sure I took a class that got split in half. And like the first half of this class was a whole section of another class that I had taken 2 years prior to that when I first got into the school, which was funny to me because I'm like sitting there like, I remember all of this. Why are we relearning this? Like, same textbook, same everything. It was just the second half of the class was different. And then the and now I'm in field production, which I thought was going to be different because I thought like, it would be more about the teacher would go out and take us out to do, I don't know, school events, if anything, like that were possibly going on during the day, like, I don't know, some sports thing or something. And he would have us like learn how to do certain shots like on a field, like doing, if it's sports, like learning how to frame and do, shots on a
Your
football field, or
teacher
for
was taking
soccer.
you out to do shots?
What? No, not those kind of shots. But like the whole idea of why I took this class was I thought that it would be something, that would be different and would help me a little further in what I do for Goodman Games at conventions and stuff, which, yeah, it probably will be later on in the semester, but right now I'm literally going through and doing the same exact thing that I've done in two other classes that I've taken. And like, I've already finished my degree. I'm literally only in school to finish like this stupid gen ed classes, that because I have to have an X amount of credits in gen ed for me to graduate, right? So I've already taken this class, or I've already taken all the classes I need for my thing. It's just this is not a class that was there in my concentration of electronic media. It didn't exist
Mhm.
until recently, so I didn't take it, because I didn't have a chance to take it. And now I'm just like, well, I didn't need to take this at all. I just could have taken another class. But it's fine. I like the professor, and it just means this will be an easy A. Oh, Bobo the ah heh, not Cone. Bobo the magic one is also reading Shutter Mountain's adventures. Good choice. I do love me some Shutter Mountains.
Get some tentacles.
I've been reading your name wrong so many times. It's Bob O, the magic one, and my brain keeps thinking of. And I apologize if this is an insult to you, but it's not in my eyes. Mystery Science Theater and Bobo, the Planet of the Ape Man. That's what I keep thinking of whenever I see your name. So if that's an insult, I apologize. But
Well, don't feel too bad. I know someone who is calling you Elena for like almost a whole, or Alana for almost like a whole season.
you're not the only one, so at this point, I don't care. I know like it's not my name, but
Well, I want
so
to make
many
sure I'm
people.
pronouncing it right in case I ever need to fill out a police report. I don't want any confusion there. If I get attacked at a convention or something.
Am I the one attacking? Because if you are, please, dear God, say my name wrong.
Let's see.
And just for your information, we do not have a name for this smart birdie yet.
For what?
The Grell. They call it
Oh,
Bobo named the name, or is saying that the smart birdie is calling it a smart birdie rather.
sure.
Lori says we should call her Marge.
Sure, I could see that. Just don't want to insult any Marges in the audience. Do we have any Marges in the audience?
I'm not sure, but to be fair, the Grell does kind of look like a wicked Marge Simpson. NWI Dungeon Crawler says Sunny and it's cuckoo for Cortex Pops.
I don't even have background music playing this time.
Whoa. Who are you and what have you done with Chris?
I know that I was just not into it tonight, but we're having fun. I'm having fun. If I can get past the initial stages of, oh man, I don't want to do this tonight, it usually ends up being a fun time. All the people out there are nice to hear and chat. You give me a hard time, that's
That's just what we do.
just uplifting, someone's got to do it. So tonight I'm not, and last time as well, I'm working on a Bristol Strathmore board. It's called boards paper. This is a smooth surface. So there isn't any tooth to it. Um, Tooth means, if you're not familiar, how bumpy it is or not. So this is nice and smooth for inking, unlike the watercolor paper, which is pretty bumpy. For anybody who cares about that sort of deal. You guys must be having a party in there, man.
I derailed the conversation talking about esports in chat.
Oh, was that a purposeful tactic or?
No,
Was
no, it
it,
was just that we were talking about oh, what, how did it start? Let me go back up. I don't remember. Oh, it was, we were talking about my degree. Me and Alexandria RPG were talking about like the why I went into media, which was initially for esports, and it brought me here. Like, luckily, I love the like what I'm doing for Goodman Games. But that was not my initial goal when I got into electronic media, because I was working as an esports journalist previously, and I decided when I went back to school that, I already know how to write journalism. Why not learn how to produce it on, like, video and media and whatnot, and learn how to edit? I would be able to take that and go twice as far as if, rather than just having only writing or editing,
and little did you know you would have to deal with me.
Little did I know I would be stuck here on a Monday with this cruddy art. No, I'm kidding. um,
Well, every joke has a piece of truth to it.
no, it
I'm just
doesn't. No, it doesn't. You shut your little dirty mouth. Um,
doesn't my
but
word say.
it is kind of interesting. Alexandria, I believe it was, yeah, it was Alexandria RPG did did bring up an interesting fact. There's about like two or three people in here who are in the role playing game industry here, chatting, playing, whatever, and they know what I'm talking about when I say esports, which is normally
Mhm.
not the case. I normally tell people, "Oh yeah, I want to go into esports," and they kind
Sure.
of look at me funny, and I'm like, professional video games, and then they look at me even more funny, and I'm like, yes, it's a thing. Look it up.
Hmm. We're just doing some happy little tentacles. Happy little tentacles.
I'm not gonna lie, these tentacles are kind of grossing me out.
What?
Yeah, they're kind of gross. I mean, it works for the overall look. It's not a bad thing that they're gross. They're just kind of gross.
Probably are. This isn't your friendly little monster. Not like the battle snail we did last time.
Yeah, that guy was adorable.
Well, I gotta switch it up. You know, otherwise all the people that are get tired of adorable, like to keep everybody happy.
This is true. This is true. The magic one's like, it just wants hugs. That's all it wants. Deadly
It's
hugs, though.
it doesn't know that, people can't come back to life from a big hug.
Oh, and apparently it wants snacks, too. I could believe that.
I want snacks.
Me too.
So if you put my address in chat,
No.
is someone gonna
Nope.
order me? No, I'm just
Nope.
kidding.
Not even nope.
That was not a.
You're gonna get what
Is
are
that
they? The
rhetorical? What am I thinking?
You're gonna get glitter bombed if I do that.
Oh yeah, well, I wasn't being serious, but what I was gonna say is, who is gonna send me, some nice food delivery, snacks or something?
Where's Jeff? We could ask Jeff.
What Jeff's in the doghouse. I didn't say the other word.
Ooh, Grape Ape. Hello, Matt. Says this is looking like one amazing monster.
Thank you. Marge appreciates that.
So it's stuck. Marge is the thing.
Sure.
All right.
Marge is the word. Matt, Big Matt there? Is that who you're saying?
I don't know what you mean by Big Matt, but it's Grape Ape.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Big
Oh,
Matt.
not Big Bald Matt. No, no,
Okay.
no. Grape Ape Matt.
Okay. Marge is doing some line dancing here. I think that's what she's doing.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like those two tentacles at the bottom are like walking because of the way it's like on the screen on OBS. Your like little placard that says in the studio at the bottom, it cut it
Is it
off
cut
perfectly
off?
that it kind of looked like it was
Yeah, I
feet.
forget that it gets cropped off in there from what I
Yeah.
see on my screen. I should probably almost zoom out more. I don't know.
Nah, it's fine.
I just can't believe Jeff abandoned us.
You're just gonna have to call him out next time when he shows up. He'll just show up and we'll be like, oh, so you decide to grace us with your presence today.
I'm supposed to see him tomorrow. We're supposed, well, not see him, but tomorrow's supposed to be, I think, our big bad showdown in our online D&D game. But don't choke. Let me know if I need to call 911.
No, I'm just, I decided to, swallow down some water down the wrong pipe.
Okay.
We're good.
I don't want to find out that I should have called 911 because my producer is.
The show's just going on really, really long. Chris is like, okay,
Hey, hey,
bye
hey.
everybody. We'll see you next time. It's like 3 hours later. No, I just, I have a drinking problem.
Okay.
Points to whoever knows what movie I'm quoting there.
Hmm. Well, I'm
Oh,
not getting the points.
it's a good one. It's comedy.
Hmm. Leaving Las Vegas.
Nope.
I'm just kidding.
We got two answers in chat. Chris, can you guess it before I say?
What? What was the? What's the phrase again?
The phrase is I have a drinking problem.
Of course, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, I should have known that. My brain isn't working. Is that the Big Lebowski or something?
Nope.
All right, I give up.
All right, Bobo the Magic Cone, and I'm just gonna say your name that way because it's more fun to me now. I'm sorry, Bobo, but
Is it
Bobo
the
the Magic
magic?
Cone, and Dice Station Zebra answered it correctly, and it is airplane.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that in forever.
It's it's probably one of my favorite comedies.
You know, so there's some comedies that I just haven't really either watched in a long time or really gotten into that and I've seen that one, but I don't know everything. Blazing Saddles is another one. I might have seen it once, but don't, you know, remember much about it that drew me to it. So yeah, I know some people refer to that a lot. Um, that's got a lot of issues with it, but no, that that's supposed to be a big one, but I don't, you know, just not. up on that. And then the other one that everyone always refers to is pardon me. Um, oh, yeah, I'm gonna have a brain fart here. Um, oh, come on. What's the band one with the band from the? It's from the '80s or whatever.
That one might be one I
They're a
haven't
heavy
seen.
metal band, and they're like a British heavy metal band, and oh man, what is
Spinal
Spinal
Tap?
Tap? Yeah, Spinal Tap.
Okay.
Took me. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think I've tried watching it a few times, but never. I don't know. Never got anything out of it. I gotta try and watch it again sometime.
That one is one I haven't seen before. I have seen Blazing Saddles, and I find it
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've seen Airplane, and I find it funny. Um, I don't watch a lot of comedies. Let me put it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Comedies are bad. Like 9 times out of 10, they don't make me laugh. I don't understand why Zombieland is like everybody's favorite comedy movie. I understand the joke of it being like a uh parody of zombie movies, but I also hated it. I felt so bad because it was a movie that my boyfriend that I'm still with, bless him for sticking with me after this. He came to visit me when we were still long distance, and he wanted to watch the movie with me. And we
Mm-hmm.
got like 20-30 minutes in, and I looked him dead in the face and said, "I'm sorry, I can't keep watching this. I do not find this funny at all." He's laughing his head off, and I'm just deadpan the whole time. I felt so bad.
You should.
It's rare for me to like not watch a movie, like all the way through. I will try to find the good in something, but there are just like Suicide Squad, like the not the remade one, but
The
the
first one.
first one.
Oh yeah.
So bad. I got to the Harley Quinn scene, and that's not even
Mm-hmm.
like 10 minutes in the movie. I got to the
Mm-hmm.
scene where they introduce Harley Quinn, and I was pretty, like, I thought that, me being drunk, I'd be able to handle it. Like, we were drinking that night, and, like, it was me and a bunch of other people. It was like we were all watching the movie. Everybody chose the movie but me. I didn't want to watch it, but it was a 3-on-1 situation where majority rules and they wanted to watch it. And I kid you not, I'm like, I downed the rest of my rum and coke, and I patted one of the people that I was sitting next to on the leg, and I got up, and they're like, "Where are you going, to the bathroom?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going to bed." And I went and passed out in the guest bedroom because I was like, I can't watch this. This is bad. This is really bad.
I'm
I
completely based on what movie you were referring to initially. I
Yeah,
forgot already.
yeah, it's a pretty forgettable movie. I only remember the Harley Quinn scene because it was so egregiously horrible that even as drunk as I was, I am still offended by how they did Harley Quinn dirty.
Well,
And it's like not even a funny bad movie. It's like it's not even one of those movies that you can sit down, have a popcorn, drink a beer, and laugh at it. It's a movie that tries too dang hard.
and what was the other one? I forgot that you were talking about.
Zombieland was the other
Oh
one that
yeah,
I
okay,
couldn't
so
finish.
zombie.
I just didn't find that one funny. I'm
I
sure it's funny to people, but
uh
subjectively to me, it's just not funny.
think I saw it once. I don't remember exactly what. I must not have stuck out too much, but
Man, it is so windy outside that it kind of sounded like my roof was about to come off there.
Well, we don't want that to happen.
Actually, this is a good question to pose to the people sitting in chat. What's the best so bad it's good movie? Like what is your number one like so bad it's good movie that you watch?
Man. I mean, like something so terrible you watch it just to kind of laugh or something?
Yeah, like or you know how like The Room is like the most popular so bad it's good movie?
What is The Room?
The Room,
Oh, yeah, I think you
Tommy
brought.
Wiseau.
I don't know about who Tommy Wiseau is. I think I've heard his name, but that. Wait, maybe I'm not thinking of it. I'm getting the rooms and
The Room
room.
is the oh hi Mark or the Lisa you're tearing me apart. It's the
Okay.
it's the so bad it's good movie for the mainstream is basically what I like to call The Room. It's the one that everybody knows.
Okay.
All right, we've got some really good ones in chat. We've got The Toxic Avenger. That's one I think is on my list to watch and I haven't seen it. I've only seen clips of it. I haven't seen it all the way through. Trimmers by Lori. Dice Station Zebra did Toxic Avenger. Lori says Trimmers. That's also a good one.
I can
And
see that as a good,
oh
bad one.
oh yeah. Uh
Mhm.
and Bobo the Magic Cone has thrown out two, which are on my favorite ones. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That one is a really good, so bad it's good. And Troll 2. Also a really good, so bad it's good. Um, so mine would have to be Birdemic and Velocipaster. Velocipaster is great.
Sounds pretty funny.
So Velocipaster, they just kickstarted this year. They just kickstarted a Velocipaster 2, which I am so down. I am so excited. I almost kickstarted it. I really 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 wanted to kickstart it, but I was like I can't spend the money. I can't. It's not no, it's not something I need to do. But I'm excited for a second one, but Velocipaster is basically it's what it sounds like. It's a pastor but he can turn into a velociraptor and he fights evil as a as a velocipaster.
Oh, I know one. Okay. I can never think of stuff on the spot. Bubba Hotep.
Yes. That's
Now
one
that
I haven't thought about in years.
Uh-huh. That does have an incredibly amazing soundtrack theme, though. Maybe not the whole soundtrack, but I love the theme to it, music. But yeah, Bubba Hotep, forgot about that.
Tammy the T-Rex is another one that Bobo the Magic Cone has put out. And The Stuff. The Stuff is a good one. Speaking of The Stuff, shameless Goodman Games plug here, but there is a DCC horror adventure that's called It Consumes, and it is based on The Stuff. And it's good. It's really good. There's if you want to see it played in action, so we've kind of started making this an annual thing. 2 years ago, one of our hosts on the channel and someone that you've probably seen out and about in the whatchamacallit, DCC space, Dieter Zimmerman hosted and ran It Consumes on the channel, and you can find those on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Nice.
So,
We like Dieter. He's a good guy.
yep.
Hmm.
I'm just messing around with this thing.
Well, I like it. Marge is very pretty for a brain beak tentacle monster.
Mhm. You don't want to mess with Marge. Just feels like it needs eyes. And I don't want to do a bunch of tentacles. I kind of want
Do you have googly eyes?
to put some googly eyes on there. I should do more legs and just in black in the background, but I'm just kind of like the simplicity of it as it is now.
I'd keep it that way, but that's just me.
Now I got to do something else. Just kidding. But I do need to get some balance on this page here.
Oh no, is Chris going for the rule of thirds? There's too
Like
much
all the
negative space on the upper third there.
something up here. A winged skull.
That is a classic.
I've used it before.
Bobo the Magic Cone says bats.
Something coming down. And something.
Where would you find a Grell?
Where do you find them? I don't know. Cold, dark, dank places.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, would you find them in a cave? Would you find them on a plane?
Did you find them on a train?
Turning into Dr. Seuss.
The Seuss is on the loose. I should probably take more time in this planning. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to do something different instead of just a flaming or a winged skull of whatever sort.
No, we're not going to judge you, whatever you do.
Well, I'm going to judge me. If you don't, someone better judge me. Demand to be judged.
Apparently, Grells only take first class. They need all that extra leg room for their tentacles.
Probably not even going to be able to see this thing.
What, the super spider?
It's something like a little weird little. I didn't want it to be super cute though, but trying not to.
Spiders are cute. People think I'm weird for saying that, but I think spiders are cute.
It can be cute.
Especially jumping spiders. Oh my goodness. There was this huge jumping spider that was on my porch last summer, and I took so many pictures of him because he was just chilling and hanging out because Tyler and I were hanging out, eating dinner outside because it was a nice day, and he was hanging out on the hammock, just chilling, like on the little bar of the where you hook the hammock to, and it was so cute. He was just hanging out and chilling with us like we were pals. I offered him a beer. He said no thanks.
I don't believe that.
He was like the size of my thumb.
You had me until you said he denied a beer. Then I
He
knew
told
it
me he
was
was sober,
that's
man.
wrong.
You know, he was trying to stay clean. He was an alcoholic. He was trying to do good by his wife and their little spider babies.
There's some little flies or something here.
Marge, you're attracting flies.
What was it? What was it that we joked about last season that like almost everything you made had a fly in it?
I don't. Well, let's see. How is everyone feeling?
Is this where we're supposed to be truthful or do we lie?
Whatever you feel like.
Bobo Magic Cone says, well, Marge's leftovers do bring flies.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you eat too much and not share with the class, Bobo?
Oh man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. I've had two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like right before I hopped on, and I'm still hungry.
Well, isn't that funny? That's what I had today. I need something. What jelly did you use?
Strawberry.
That's what I used. Copying my
I'm
peanut
copying
butter
you.
jelly.
Yep, I'm copying you.
Chunky or creamy?
Peanut butter.
Chunky. No, creamy peanut butter because
Uh,
mainly
no.
because I don't like, so I get honey roasted peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the crunchy peanut butter and honey roasted, but I like crunchy peanut butter with regular peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
Bobo had ramen.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little jealous. That's probably tastier than my than my PB and J.
I've never been a ramen person. I'm not even trying to think if I even had it once. Maybe once. But yeah, I never been a ramen person. In college, that's what everyone was all about, I guess, but
It's
not
because it
me.
was cheap. You
I'd like as we were talking earlier, I'd scrounge in college. I'd scrounge up money from underneath the vending machines in the art building, or uh, scrounge up some money from the meters out after the snow would melt when could find leftover change. But yeah, I'd be working all night in the art department, and I'd go and scrounge up money from the vending machines. And if I had a $1.50, I think I could get a loaf of bread and a can of tuna from the store. But yeah, it was
College life.
uh-huh.
I both love and hate it. You know, it's like I'm I'm dirt poor college kid, you know. I say I'm dirt poor. I do get paid before anybody says anything. I do get paid. But it's like it's one of those things that it's like, what is the cheapest thing I can buy to feed myself? And it's always ramen because you can get like 10 you can get like 10 days worth of ramen food meals. Like I don't eat breakfast really, so like I skip breakfast, I'll have lunch, and I'll get like what is
Mhm.
it? Like if I have ramen for both dinner, morning and or afternoon and evening, then it's 5 days worth. But if I'm only doing it for like lunch or whatever, I can get 10 lunches out of $10 if I buy just ramen. Like the easy,
Mm-hmm.
just stuff it in boiling water and then put your sauce on top of it stuff. But it's one of those things that it's like I definitely prefer home cooked meals, but I also make casseroles because it's cheap and I have leftovers. That's how you
Uh,
gotta do it. Make leftovers, everybody. If you don't live in a dorm and you live off campus, make leftovers because then you'll be able to feed yourself for days.
Let's see if I can add some more weight without screwing this up.
Ooh, curry is good, Bobo. I have made homemade curry once, and I am pretty proud of the fact that I made it because I've never done it. I had never done it before. The hardest thing was uh, the food processing because I don't have like a blender. I have like a bullet blender because I was making smoothies once upon a time for myself. And then smoothie ingredients got expensive because I don't like to use fresh fruit. I like frozen fruit because then it keeps the smoothie cold and I don't have to add ice. But the definitely trying to process the all of like the tomatoes or whatever was in the curry to make it sauce. How else do I say that? It's just sauce.
Sauce.
The sauce.
Gotta make the sauce.
One thing I want to try to do is like make my own like teriyaki sauce, like not buy pre-made cuz pre-made always kind of tastes pre-made. But I'm not very good at making sauces. I've realized like thick sauce. I can make like liquidy pasta sauce, but thickening it is hard for me. Like I'm always afraid I'm gonna burn it. Oh, apparently a simple one would be tablespoon of sugar and soy sauce. I should try that. Thanks, Bobo.
Thanks, Bobo.
I'm gonna gonna write that down because I'll forget otherwise.
Yeah. Quiet.
I'm writing.
Oh, I'm just speaking in general. I'm quiet. Hopefully, nobody in the audience minds some quiet on my end.
I hope not. I don't know what to talk about anymore, to be honest with you.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I rolled up my windows. I'll check that after the show.
I don't know.
It'll be fine. I've let rain on in my car before. It'll be okay. Bobo is curious. What do you think Marge's favorite song is?
Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm not good with questions.
I think. What would Marge listen to? I bet Marge listens to Taylor Swift.
I don't know. She probably likes the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Maybe. Love and Touch and Squeezin' by Journey. That's a good one.
Uh-huh. See, that's what happens when someone's actually thinking, comes up with something.
I know. Bobo's smarter than us.
Put me on the spot. Show off. I'll get you, Bobo. Not really. Hmm. Time is it? Wow, it's already 7:42. Tentacles. Yeah, this is fun and interesting, at least for me. No pressure. Just doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
There's a lot more into this guy. Trying to get him figured out and drawn and sketched, and a lot more details and stuff. And I'll have to finish him up sometime, though. Fix him up, do something with him. But I'm not I'm not like one of those great comic book artists. Those guys could just whip out a figure in an action pose and just whew. I unfortunately probably haven't done enough practice. I was never good at practicing. Not a practicer. Hmm. Well, might
might call this one done. Is everyone okay with that?
I'm good if that's what you want to do.
Or we could go for another 2 hours.
I mean, I'll probably fall asleep by the end of it, but sure.
I'm just kidding. I think this weird looking Grell type thingamajigger named Martha is probably done. Well, I appreciate all you coming and joining the chat and naming Marge and watching me do a little just fun stuff.
I had a blast. I hope you had a blast.
Yeah, it always seems to make my Monday nights better. As much as I dread, oh, I gotta get ready and get the camera, and I hope everything's working. Uh, all the people and you, and this tends to make it a better night. So that's a good thing. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thanks so much again for participating and being here for us. I appreciate it. So we'll see you. Should see you next Monday.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.